guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Batman issue 29, continuing this long story arc of Zero Year. And before I start talking about this issue, I just want to give you guys a little update. Of course, I have, actually a big update. I forgot. First of all, I won't have comic books for next week. I'm taking a little bit of a weekend hiatus, so Wednesday through Sunday, I will not have a review. So probably not our review, definitely not an in-depth review for my comic books. But I will have some of my thoughts for comic books because I will still have Comic Uno episode 40 next week. And that should be around Sunday night or Monday, so it'll obviously be late, but I will have that. Also, I'll be tweeting my thoughts throughout the weekend for all the comics. So that's how you're going to get my fill for my reviews. And also, of course, I have Comic Uno episode 39 for this week, and here are those exclusive comics. And that's the show where I review all the comics I've read this week in one show. Here are those exclusive comics. We got Invincible issue 109. Powerpuff Girls issue 7, which I also have a Kitty Corner review for on Comic Frontline. The Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue 9. Nightwing, issue 29. Trish Out of Water, issue 5. Hawkeye, issue 17. Smallville, issue 4. And then Black Widow, issue 4. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, you could go to Comic Uno episode 39. Also, one last update is that we're going to be reviewing the Veronica Mars movie on Comic Frontline tomorrow. We're actually going to be commentating the whole movie tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's going to be for Media Madness. So if you want to go check that out, me, Jade, and Brant, big Veronica Mars fans, we will be watching the movie live, and I'll probably have a review sometime this weekend for the Veronica Mars movie for this channel. So be sure to check that out. But let's talk about Batman issue 29. I've seen this cover before, maybe because Eternal wasn't actually supposed to come out and this was, which I'm okay because I love Eternal. So, really cool cover. We get the question mark because we have the Riddler as our main villain for this story arc, and I love the art for Greg Capullo's art for this series, so love that. And the glossy covers do help, especially if you have a $4.99 book, which I'm going to say this is pretty much extra sized anyways, double size, so you don't have to worry about that price tag. You actually are getting good content with that. So let's see what's going on with the story, though. So with this issue, we get to see, of course, Bruce loses his parents, and he thinks about that once again, which I still like. I'm a sucker for origin stories, so I do like that part. So we see it in pretty much the same way we've always been seeing it, but I like it, and I like the parallels of what's going on now to what happened in the past, especially since the Gotham TV series is coming out soon. But yeah, so throughout this issue, we get to see the power outage. The cops are trying to bring that back. The Riddler is trying to trick Commissioner Gordon throughout this whole time. And then Batman actually has a big battle with the scientist who turned himself into this monster. And Batman does defeat him in the end, but he's like, well, you're never going to defeat the Riddler anyways. And that's pretty much what happens. I'm going to say story-wise, not a lot's going on here. Just a lot of dialogue, I would say a lot of action too. And his blimp goes down, so that sucks. And that's pretty much it that happens with this issue. It's really hard to review Batman Zero Year. And I say this recently with every Batman Zero Year issue. I really love the dialogue. I love Scott Snyder's dialogue. I think he's an amazing writer. I love the art. I love Greg Capullo's artwork. I love the coloring. And let me show you that homage to The Dark Knight Returns. I love it. The art is great. It's hard to give this a bad rating, and I can't give it a bad rating because there's so many aspects of this issue that were great. Now, the one thing that wasn't great was the story. I don't think it progressed that much. I'm not really invested in Zero Year anymore, which is really a shame. I'd rather have another Batman story. I think Eternal really showed me that because I loved Eternal. It was written by Scott Snyder. Too bad it wasn't Greg Capullo's art. But I loved it. It was something new, and it's something happening in the present. Now, I'm all for Zero Year again. I'm saying I love origin stories. But for having for the whole year, I think it's a little bit too exhausting for us in a way. I think it spreads the story a little bit too thin. Not a lot's going on in this issue. Yeah, there's some battles, there's some tension, some horror, but it's nothing we haven't seen before, and the story is not really progressing really that quickly at all. But because the art and the writing is really so good, I'm going to have to still give this 4 stars. I really can't give this a bad rating. But I'm going to warn you guys, not a lot's going on in this issue, and that's what it feels like Zero Year, and when in the end I say I don't really love Zero Year, that's the reason. The writing's good, but I don't really love the story in general, which is really hard to say. Hope you guys are understanding the point I'm trying to come across with this. But I will give it 4 stars. It's actually one of the better issues I read this week, too, because there was a lot of mediocre issues this week. Nothing that really blew my mind, but yeah, I'm going to give this 4 stars. Hopefully you understand my reasoning because of that. But yeah, this is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the rant situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.